Today on the show, we're talking WWE 2K22 and what you all want to see fixed when it comes to the online structure and the online gameplay mode. We're going to talk about all of your community feedback on today's episode right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. Great to have you here on the show. Today we are talking WWE 2K22 and we're talking about your community feedback. I posted the question on the community tab. I talked about how I needed a video idea about 2K22, specifically dealing with the online environment. And I wanted to know from you, what needs to be fixed? We talk so much about the modes, the GM mode, the universe mode, the roster that we want to be able to have, but I wanted to know what we need fixed when it comes to the online. Community creations is such a big component for the 2K series. And one thing that I think has been overlooked right now anyways, based on all of our conversations, is the actual online. In the past, we've seen it kind of go meh, right? We haven't seen it flushed out to a point where even I am really digging the online playthroughs. I find it clunky and janky and it crashed a lot. 2K20 is a whole other ball of business that I don't want to get into. So let's talk about what you want from the online. First up, Yeetus Deletus says, we need better and new stipulations. Now I assume that you mean that we need actually new match stipulations and we need them to be able to be a little bit broader. I am totally with you, Mr. Deletus. I don't want to be able to have just 1-on-1 and 2-on-2. If they could actually build out the online a little bit more and make it much more stable for us, I think that we should be able to get up to 4 players online matchmaking co-op, being able to do 2-on-2, cage match, ladder match, being able to have 3-on-3, do a Survivor Series matchup, things like that. But I'd like to see them I agree with you. I want to see more match stipulations, being able to customize them if I want to go from 1-on-1 and first blood match, Iron Man match, whatever, no DQ, and be able to build it up from there. I want to see a little bit more too. Harvaddy13 says the delay and the limited match types. So the match types, we got limited match types. I'm with you. And the delay, I assume that we're speaking about just actually the delay for like the hitting, like the physics, like the delay. And when we're actually doing it, like you can't have an online, you can't offer an online mode and it really just being kind of washed out where you're trying to go for a move and it's like a couple of seconds behind. It completely breaks the experience. And like whenever I played online, I hated how long it took to load and I hated how I can never actually get like a move off. Now, Matt is also bad at video games, so it could have just been that I was just getting crushed by my opponents online and then by like the 9-year-old. So it's probably just me, but I'm with you. I want to see better delays getting fixed in the game, and I want to see more match types actually being brought out. Good one. Thanks for posting it. Cameron says cross-platform community creations, and he's very passionate about this, exclamation point. I would love to be able to download Xbox creator wrestlers on PS4 and PS4 creator wrestlers on Xbox. Cameron, that's a very interesting one, and I am with you because there's so many games nowadays that do offer cross-platform play that for a wrestling game like this, when we're talking about community creations, 100%. The community creation suite across Xbox and PlayStation are awesome. Why wouldn't it just all be on one giant mashed-in server where I'm getting the best of both? Don't get me started if we like opened up the floodgates for PC, because that would just be insane. But if they could actually kind of correct course, make things a little bit more stable, I'd love to see cross-platform play. And especially again, nowadays with so many games offering cross-platform, it seems like a no-brainer. And if 2K is publishing this across platforms, obviously, why not? Why not put that in there where we can actually have a PlayStation 4 or 5 and an Xbox talk to each other, and I could download CM Punk from that game on Xbox and do it on my PlayStation 5. I think it broadens the community, it brings more players together, and we could try out more customization options. I think it's great. Thanks, Cameron. Naomi says as well, cross-platform because the 2K servers die out when hype for the game is gone in a couple of months after release. It takes me so long to queue up and find a match online. So again, yeah, the cross-platform play piece I think is a big item that so many fans are actually looking for. And I am totally with you, Naomi, that we need to actually cut down on the loading times when you're trying to matchmake online. That's one thing that always pulled me out of even touching online, is that the times I go in there for a one-on-one, it never finds anything, and I got a hard connection and everything is lit up strong, and it still can't find anybody and just spins and loads, and it was totally broken. The Prince says, I would definitely like more match types such as war games, and best of 3 within 3 different stipulations, and I would like at my player that is like 2K18 and not a direct story. There's a lot going on there, Mr. Prince. Finn Balor, too sweet. I would love, I think the biggest thing that we're seeing here is that from all of you is that we're looking for more match types with better stipulations put in there. I'd love to see some elimination matches put into the game for online. I'd love to be able to take our players and actually have, like you said here, Prince, a best of 3 series. That would be so cool. Being able to manipulate the match type specifically, and a lot of the stipulations, I agree. I think that needs to totally be fixed. The Spirit says online free roaming with lots of other people. Possibly in Performance Center, you could taunt people and challenge them to a match with everyone watching. Maybe in an hourly Royal Rumble as well. However, I don't think there will be much change in online, as they need to focus on single player before online. I am with you. I think that they need to always go down and fix the core gameplay itself, single player experience, before they even touch the online. We know that online is going to be probably a big factor for this. The online roaming piece is a really cool idea. I like the idea of being able to go through the Performance Center, be able to go backstage on Raw, like we had in the older SmackDown versus Raw games, and be able to roam around. Have that almost as kind of like your neutral ground with all the other players. Maybe being able to go backstage and meet other players and their other created superstars backstage, being able to interact with other players online on the server. And then, like you said, being able to go and maybe just go off and challenge a superstar, somebody else that is online. Maybe it's only on your friends list, for example, and being able to interact with them and challenge them to a match. And then it could take you into like matchup screen, match stipulations, modes, all of that stuff. That's a great idea. Tyler Ace, add entrances back. Fix the input delay. Fix lagging with custom arenas. Add the victory scenes. Add in camera cuts during matches. Fix commentary creation issues with certain images not working, and other big fixes. Tyler, you just want it all, don't you? I'm just kidding with you. You want all of the core stuff that we all want. You want to be able to have those easy fixes. Some of them are glaringly obvious, but you make a really good point. Having things like camera cuts put into the actual online would be great. Adds another dimension. It feels very hollow when you're just doing a single player one-on-one match and all you're getting is just your superstar versus the other person online, and nothing is different, nothing changes. Entrances would be cool. I am iffy on including entrances, to be honest, because I would worry that whoever is initiating it, maybe they have control if they want to skip entrances or not. I understand taking it out. It could result in the online being like extra buggy, and people may just want to be able to get to that, but you should be able to just kind of toggle that, just being able to have it as an option. Maybe based if you want to filter out matches, and when you're actually going to do a search, maybe that's where you put it to be actually embedded, so that you can say, I don't want to have any type of matchup where I'm going to have to go with entrances on. Maybe you can filter those things out. Or I can filter them on if I do want to have a bigger epic match, because if you're playing online, maybe you're playing with your buddies and you are trying to set up your universe, you're trying to set up these matches where they're supposed to be just big marquee things like Bob Lashley versus, let's just say, Goldberg, and then you want to be able to have those entrances. It adds to the experience, and I think that it needs to be fixed. So the biggest thing that I see from the community, and thank you so much, by the way, everybody, for submitting these responses for what you want to see for 2K22 and the online piece, but I think the biggest thing that we want is that we want it to work. We want it to work smoothly. I think the cross-platform is a big one that we can all kind of agree that would be really cool. To be able to play on multiple consoles from PlayStation to Xbox would be really awesome. The bug fixes are a given, right? We want to see that, but we also want to see things like match stipulations, match types grow, get a little bit bigger, let us be able to do a little bit more. I think that those are awesome. Hopefully 2K is going to do something that's going to help for the online piece. We've got the rumors, the unconfirmed reports that GM mode is in the game, but I think a big component that they need to focus on is the community creation suite online and just the online infrastructure itself to make players happy, to keep them coming back to the game for a lot longer than just 1 year. What do you want to see from the online features for 2K22? What do you think about the rest of the community posting these, and do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Love to hear from you. Thank you again for everybody that has posted this. Shout out to all of you for being great members of the Assemble community. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. And as always, thank you all for assembling with us. See ya.